Making ginger biscuits may seem like a daunting task, but I'm here to tell you that you can make ginger biscuits that are so delicious and crispy right in your kitchen without spending too much time and without having too many ingredients. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using to make them. You can also find them in the description box. I'm also going to list them there. So as you can see, we're going to start by sifting 3 cups of flour. As you can see, I already sifted the flour in there, and then we are going to be putting into the flour 1 cup of brown sugar. And then after adding the brown sugar, you're going to add 8 teaspoons of ginger. So this is ground ginger. Then we add the powder, and then we are going to add 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. So we are trying to balance the flavors when we add the cinnamon in there, so that a hint of cinnamon may come through. And then we are going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, which is baking soda. And then from there, you're going to mix everything together and make sure that it incorporates. So by doing this first, before you put in any wet ingredient, you're just trying to make sure that all the dry ingredients are evenly distributed, so that they don't, they are not only on one side, and at least they would be evenly distributed before you put in the wet ingredients. And then I'm going to put in 200 grams of soft margarine. So I've softened the margarine, and then I'm adding that in there. And then I'm going to also add 2 eggs. So I made sure that I was supposed to mix the eggs and the soft margarine. After melting it, I was supposed to add the butter, the eggs into the butter, so that all the wet ingredients go in together. But anyway, I put them separately. It's okay. You can put them together in one bowl, and then from there you're gonna add them into the dry ingredients. So you can do it that way. It's easier that way. So unfortunately, I remembered after adding the butter into the mixture before mixing everything together. So it's fine anyway. They're gonna come together in the end. And then I mixed in the 2 eggs. And then from there, I'm going to add the golden syrup, which is about 8 milliliters of that. It's a third of a cup of golden syrup. I'm going to add that in there. And then you are going to now mix everything together. So as you can see, these are the only ingredients that you're going to need for this. So all you have to do is mix them together, and that's it. And then you're going to put them in the oven. I'll show you how you're going to now cut them, like you don't even have to cut, you're just gonna use your hands. So you mix it up until it looks like that. As you can see, it's gonna seem hard when you are busy mixing it, making sure it's mixed. You are going to think, oh, this is too hard, but that's the consistency that you want, because you want them to be crisp and whatnot. So as you can see, it looks like it's a hard dough, but that's how it's supposed to be. So it mustn't bring any alarms in you and you're thinking, yo, this is wrong. That's how it's supposed to be. And then you make little balls depending on the size of ginger biscuits. You make any as you can see, the size that I'm using. You make balls, and then you press them in your palm, the palm of your hand. That's all. You just press them, put them in the you see, as I did, I lined my baking tin. I put some spray and cook, and then I put a baking sheet in there, and then I'm just gonna line them up in there. As you can see, they don't have to look perfect. Remember, this is homemade, and homemade things don't have to look perfect. It's not a bakery or anything. You're just making them for your family in your own home, so they don't have to look perfect. So don't beat yourself up if they don't look perfect. As long as they look, or at least they are the same size. As long as you make sure they are the same size, you're going to put them in the oven at 150. They're going to take about 20 minutes or so. Once they start browning a little bit, it's very hard to see the brown, but once you see that they are browning, and they don't take too long. 20 minutes, I believe they will be ready. They will be ready depending on the settings on your stove. And then from there, you just take them out, leave them on a cooling rack until they are cooled down. Once they cool down, then they are gonna be snappy and crispy, you know. They're like ginger biscuits supposed to be. So if you do try this recipe, please comment down below and let me know how it came out, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And thank you so much for coming back and watching this video. Till the next video.